Welcome everyone to Arts Class on Everything in Between. I'm your host Eileen, aka Eileen the Little Crafter. Additional information about this podcast show and the Little Crafter Show, which is on YouTube, can be found on my website, EileenTheLittleCrafter.com. Okay, guys, so today's episode is Common Sense Isn't Common, Part 2. I have a Part 1. I'm going to link it down below, which is going to be on YouTube. I decided that I'm just going to make that called Season 1. Because I just have not been able to find my files, and I'm hoping and praying that they're not lost. So I'm just going to be saying, okay, that's Season 1, and I'll link, like, video, it's in video form, but you can still, it's audio form. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll just start linking that if I had remembered to put the podcast on YouTube. Oh man, so that's going to just be what I do at this point. And I'm also going to be linking it if I have an extra link. I'll be posting it also on my website. Not my website, I meant to say my blog, a blog post, so that you guys can either which way you'll be able to hear and listen to it and know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so moving right along. I have had a really bad experience in the Brooklyn Museum, or the MTA Museum here in Brooklyn. It's a beautiful museum. I recommend it, but don't go during spring break. We went, and I kind of expect, the kids, to be a little, kids, whatever. But the adults were horrible, and I just, basically, I spoke about that, and, so that's just the premise of what common sense is, common sense isn't common about. So, fast forward to today in my neighborhood, what exactly happened was it's a Saturday night, and early Saturday morning, Friday night. I understand people want to go out, have a great time, go drinking, things like that. Don't honk right now. This is a quiet, believe you me, it's the most quietest spot in the house right now. Okay. And you're young or whatever the case may be. I'm not that old, that's that way. I'm like only 43, but I just kind of feel that it's extremely rude that you, anyways, my cat wanted to pay me a cute little annoying visit. And you're just gonna be loud just for no apparent reason because you're drunk and you're stupid. Sorry. I don't even know how to say this without being rude or mean. I heard them in the beginning, and I kind of just ignored it because I thought they were just gonna go away. And then later on I hear them, and I don't even know, because I didn't even bother looking out the window or outside to see what was going on. But because, okay, the way my house is situated is the bedrooms are in the front of the building facing the traffic, which is a two-way street. Two-way street. And the rest of the house is basically towards the back. Technically, we still don't get any peace because they're doing construction in the back area. They're building this massive building. So I've had to deal with a lot of different construction, and I will get to you about that in a sec. And they start throwing up. They start screaming for a taxi. There is no taxis in this neighborhood. Liberty cabs do not. It's very rare in my neighborhood that Liberty cabs stop. There's a bus station right there. There's a train that's like 2 or 4 blocks away from the house, where the bar is, or I'm saying my house, but the bar that I believe that they were from is right there in my house, and I have huge problem with that, because I will let you know in a minute. And this is what I was afraid of, that they will have people like making noise and like just hanging out and just chatting up, cigarettes, smoking, butts all over the place, because I've seen that in Manhattan. And I'm a Manhattan girl. I've lived there. But when I came back, I noticed that there was more bars, more people. And I've heard, people saying, oh, yeah, that since it's gotten so more trendy, especially in the Lower East Side, where I'm from, like every weekend or every week, sometimes even during the week, people can't get any sleep. And it just makes me very upset that, people are paying good rent to live in that neighborhood, and they have to deal with that poop. It's crazy. It's selfish, and it's mean, and it just annoys the heck out of me. I mean, so these guys were I actually was calling 311. Because at this point I was annoyed as heck. It's like 2 something in the morning, almost 3 something in the morning, and I'm in a dead sleep. And these I hear taxi, and I'm like I think it was like 12 or 1. I hear somebody puking, but then I hear his friends come over, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess the person is being taken care of, so I really didn't think nothing of it. And fast forward later on, in the middle of the night, we are sleeping, dead asleep, and these people decided, no, come on. If you know that you are going to be out late, personally, if you are in a neighborhood that you apparently don't know or not that far away from your house, you should have the bar call a cab for you. Like, that just... and not for nothing, I thought that all the noise pollution or whatever the case may be would just, because I know this is New York City and nobody follows the rules, but at the same time, it's like, hello, the rules are there for a reason. Like, why, just, ugh. It was just extremely annoying and very unprofessional of the bar, and very rude of the people. And somebody, they said, we heard, it was funny, because the cab driver was loud as heck. And I hear the cab driver tell them, a concerned neighbor called the cab. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because I wasn't calling the cab for them. I definitely was calling 311 on them, because they were very rude, very loud, and just being just stupid. And they, at one point, they didn't even sound like they were getting help for themselves. They just started like talking really loudly, laughing really loudly, and then screaming for a cab. Like, really, there's not a lot of, like I said, there's not a lot of traffic at like 2 or 3 in the morning, because I've come home at that time. And there's no cabs, like not even green cabs around here. So just, it is annoying. My neighborhood has basically become pretty trendy. They're trying to call it some other name than what it originally is. So it just, I guess, to make it look and sound better. I've had to deal with, in the middle of 2 buildings simultaneously, construction. One took longer. One almost basically gave me carbon monoxide, and that one basically now has a bar. And that was my main concern, that they would have that issue. The person basically came in, and he was extremely rude, telling my father-in-law to fix this, do that. You guys are over the property line. I guess because he just wants a bigger patio, or not patio, but a front area space, so that he can have more gate space. I don't know, maybe to put a chair or a couple of tables in the front, because it's supposed to be, I guess, a place where they can eat. I definitely am not going there. the other bar that basically is about maybe about I want to say I'm gonna say about 2 4 blocks. I'm just approximating here. That I don't like. I've heard that they have had issues where people, and I've read online that they have had issues with people doing drugs in the bathroom. Don't know why that is going on. But my issue with that place is that I walked in. I wasn't dressed up or anything like that. I just, cause my regular street clothes, like basically my sweats, my pants, I have a very manly jacket, as my brother puts it. Had my hair up in a bun, waiting for my order, and the guy basically stopped what he was doing, his transaction, to help another customer with a charger, which annoyed the heck out of me. The food took forever and it tasted horrible, so I'll never go back to that place. Another place that I go to is really nice. I like that place. It's called Routine. Great coffee, great food. And we've never had any problems with them. Pretty quiet, except maybe there was one issue one night, but they swear that it wasn't their peeps. But I don't know where they came from, but in the middle of the night, there was people like laughing and giggling and all this other stuff, and beer bottles, and fighting with some other people. And I've seen that before, where people from who probably lived here, or just, I don't know, just someone talking about some stupid stuff. It was now I understand that the neighborhood is getting very trendy and very some people aren't happy with the changes and stuff like that, but some of it is nice, some of it is okay, but at the end of the day, my problem is, it's just that I don't like it when construction people, contractors, people who bought other buildings come in, and they basically kind of turn your life upside down, because whether it's due to noise pollution, taking up the parking, or what else have they done? A lot of people have been parking in the bus stop, so that causes extra traffic. And it's hard for other people to come off the bus, because, you're supposed to originally get off at the back of the bus, excuse me. So that's a problem. They cause traffic jams, so it takes a little longer for my son to get from point A to point B, because he rides the school bus. So that's a little bit of annoyance. What else is going on? It's just little things like that just have been bubbling, up to the surface. And last night was just, I really, really wanted to go downstairs and say, hey, what the heck is wrong with your people? Like, people are sleeping. Like, what is going on with you? Like, why didn't you just go back into the bar and ask them to call you a cab? Like, seriously, just don't do things like that. That's just annoying, selfish, and stupid. I think that bus and trains, I forgot exactly what time they stop running, or it takes them, like, they run every hour. So just deal with them and be quiet. You got yourself into the situation. Don't bring other people into your mess. Okay, I am going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to leave it like that. If you guys are here in Brooklyn, New York, please be respectful, or even in New York in general, just please be respectful and kind and courteous to your neighbors. Not everybody is a juice bag. So just try and be a little more sensitive in your surroundings. And, just common sense, be safe, because you don't know exactly what kind of neighborhood you're in. Whether or not, if it's, even though it may be okay in the morning or in the afternoon, you don't know what kind, at 2 or 3 in the morning, what kind of neighborhood you're living in or walking around in, So always have your cell phone if you have one. Always have a number to a good friend that may be able to pick you up, or have a number to a cab company that will get you from point A to point B safely. That's just common sense, people. Get it together. All right, now I'm going to get off my soapbox. I said I was going to get off before, but that's just my little wrap up. Hopefully, you guys will listen to this and take heed, even if you don't live in New York. This is just common sense. Like, just, so you don't end up on the news, missing or whatever, because things do happen. There are a bunch of psychos out there, unfortunately. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to my rant. And, yeah, so that's about it. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.